All right, I'm going to break down sun salutations in yoga. Sun Salutation A, this is the most basic sun salutation. First, I'm just going to go through the whole thing, explain the pose names and breath, and then I'm going to break it down for you. So that ideally you can do sun salutations on your own at home. So we start at the top of our mat in mountain pose. You may also hear this called Tadasana or Samasthiti. So we inhale, lift our arms up over our head, and we exhale, fold forward, hinging at the hips. We inhale, lift up halfway, flat back, hands to shins. Exhale, plant our hands, step back, chaturanga push-up, lowering down. Inhale, upward facing dog, chest lifts, and exhale, downward facing dog, hips high. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, walk or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. And exhale, back down. And then you repeat as many times as you want. So breaking down each pose, Tadasana or mountain pose. Feet can be hips distance or all the way together, but really you just want to press down into all four corners of your feet, all 10 toes. Your spine is super long, your belly is pulled up and in, your shoulders are rolled down and away from your ears, your palms are forward. Belly and ribs in, think like somebody's pulling the crown of your head with a thread. You want to really stand as tall as you can. On the breath in, you lift your arms up over your head and you can look up. Just be aware that your ribs aren't flaring out too much. Your belly stays pulled up and in here. On the exhale, you fold forward. We want to keep our spine super straight. Hinge at the hips. Hands can come through heart center. Bend your knees if you need to protect your low back to find that forward fold. Again, knees can stay bent here. We inhale to lift up halfway. We want to really extend and flatten our spine again here. Hands can come to shins or they can just reach for the floor, extending all the way out through the crown of your head here. You exhale for a chaturanga, so you plant your hands, you walk or hop back and you lower down, keeping your elbows in. They go straight back. You want to stop when you're at a 90-degree angle. On the inhale, you flip. So the tops of your feet are down and you lift your chest, upward facing dog, and then you exhale, flip your toes, send your hips up, upside down V shape, downward facing dog. You inhale to bend your knees and look forward. Exhale, walk or hop to the top of your mat, fold. Inhale, halfway lift again. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise all the way up, and exhale, back to the top. So there's your sun salutation A. I'm just going to break down each of those poses a little bit more. The chaturanga, the upward facing dog, and the downward facing dog. And then I'm going to go through and give you some different variations and modifications. So let's start with that chaturanga. You come from high plank pose, so your shoulders are stacked right over your wrists. You can drop to your knees if you need to. Okay, so drop to your knees if you feel like you're starting to sag in your back as you lower down, or if your elbows are coming out super wide. Drop to your knees so you can keep your core engaged and your glutes squeezed, your butt muscles squeezed as you lower down to 90 degrees. So you're here or here. If you're on your knees, you can lower all the way down. So a modification for upward facing dog is just a baby cobra. So you press into the tops of your feet still and you lift your chest. You want to keep your belly pulled in. Okay, so you keep the front of the body engaged, elbows are still squeezed in, shoulders are pressing away from your ears. Okay, so if this is your back bend, you can just push back and then lift your knees again for downward facing dog. Okay, otherwise from your high plank, if you're staying on your toes, you chaturanga push-up, you lower halfway down, then you inhale, flip to the tops of your feet, open your chest, look up, shoulders still pressing away from your ears, and then exhale, hips up. Flip your feet, downward facing dog. In your downward facing dog, it's really important to have a straight spine here with your shoulders rolled down and away from your ears. If your spine is rounded a lot, then bend your knees so you can press your chest towards your thighs more to get that straight spine. And think of tilting your hips up towards the ceiling. Okay, so knees bent right here is better than straight knees with a rounded spine. Okay, we want to aim to get our heels down onto our mat. If they don't, it does not matter. But think of trying to relax your heels down towards your mat. Okay, so we'll just get into a few other ways that you can flow through your sun salutation. From your halfway lift, what I've done so far is just a step back and lower down. You can also try hopping back. If you hop back, make sure you land with your elbows not locked out because that's really bad for your elbow joints. So if you're gonna hop back, you wanna hop pretty much straight to your chaturanga push-up. So you plant your hands, your weight would shift into your hands, and you hop back and lower down to your chaturanga push-up right away. Okay, again, baby cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. To get to the top of your mat, I've said step or hop. So you inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step to the top of your mat, forward fold. You can also hop your feet to the top of your mat. And maybe you want to shift even a little bit more weight into your hands and get your hips up a little bit higher to your forward fold, right into your halfway lift. All the way up and all the way down. So there is your Sun Salutation A. I will just flow through it one more time, one breath per movement. Try it with me. Top of our mat, mountain pose. Inhale, sweep your arms up over your head. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, walk or hop back, chaturanga push-up. Inhale, back bend, baby cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, walk or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, reach tall. Exhale, hands down by your sides.